Did you know that being happy at work can get you promoted? You get that dopamine going, you get that oxytocin going. And when you're happy, there's three big things that happen. You've got more energy, so you can make more of an effort work-wise, so the work gets better. And then when you're happy, you just tend to be nicer to people and you see more opportunities to help them and you jump in there, which is only going to improve your work relationships. And then third, when you're happy, you tend to be more relaxed, and a relaxed mind tends to be more of a creative mind. So now you can be innovative at work. So the benefits of being happy at work are pretty profound for your role, for your career growth. So of course the big question is, well, okay, how do I get happy? Well, don't do what most people do, because most people go, okay, I'll just wait for some kind of pleasant circumstance to come upon me and then I'll be happy because of circumstances. But of course that puts you in victim mode, and now you're just happy when something comes along and you're really at the end of a whip. What you have to do is you have to stoke your happiness. You have to really nurture and cultivate your own happiness. Let's talk about three ways to do that. First, when you're happier at work, you have more energy to put in more effort when it comes to the work, which is only going to be good for your career. Well, what gives you that energy? What stokes your happiness? A big piece is your purpose and your productivity. First, your purpose. The literature is absolutely clear on this, that people with a purpose that is meaningful to them are just happier. And people equate happiness with, I won the lottery. Often they equate it with money or the things that money can buy. And what we know scientifically is that what's greater than that, a lot greater than that, is purpose. Having something that's meaningful that you're working on, something meaningful that you're working towards. It's something that feels relevant. It's something that feels impactful. And you have a deep sense of conviction about it. So if you feel like you don't have purpose, then that's the first place to look, rather than asking yourself, okay, how can I get happy? Well, your happiness really can come from your purpose. So you want to ask yourself, am I thinking in a purposeful way? Am I approaching my work in a purposeful way? Is there something that I'm not doing in my life that I do want to do, that I want to work toward, that I want to look towards and take steps toward, and to really get clear on your purpose? And then the second part is your productivity. You know, moving towards your purpose and being productive on a regular basis towards it is something that greatly adds to your happiness. So I would encourage you to ask every day, once you've established that purpose and what you're working towards, and then ask yourself every day, what are 1 to 3 things that I could do to win this day? And it's, what are those things that I can knock off my list? Meaningful, relevant things that are working towards your purpose. Second, people who are happy at work tend to be more promotable, tend to be more successful at work. And one of the reasons is that they are just nicer to people. It's easier for them to be naturally nice to people because they feel good. You feel good, you do good, and you do good with other people. You're more helpful to other people. You notice things that you could do that could be useful to someone else, and you're just more likely to do it. Now, the greatest thing about this niceness, this helpfulness that comes from your happiness is, well, what makes me happy? One of the biggest things that makes you happy is human connection. So this is a really virtuous cycle here, that as you connect with people in your personal life and certainly at work, and you build meaningful relationships, not just surface relationships, but ones where you can really talk with people. And if we're talking about work, of course, you know, talking at an appropriate level, but really getting to know other people and working collaboratively with other people, that naturally is going to stoke your happiness, because we are built for connection. So you're connecting with people at work, you are investing in your relationships at work, and you're getting to know people, and that naturally is going to make you feel better. It's going to make you feel happier. And now you're helping people, now you're extending your assistance to other people, and all of that is going to catch the notice of the powers that be. And some of those people you are helping may be the people who can make that decision to promote you at work, and you're going to be in a much better position to grow your career. Third, when you're happy, you tend to be more open and you tend to be more relaxed, which ultimately makes you more creative. It gives you the higher possibility of being innovative, creating innovations that could be really good for your career. If they're helping your boss, you're helping the department, you're helping the company. And so that happiness that you've got can spur that creative thinking. It's great for your career. So how do you get happy that's going to help you with those innovations? And a great way is to tap into your physical senses. You know, a lot of people say that they get their best ideas in the shower. There's something about the hot water and the physical sense. Or other people will say they get their best ideas from washing the dishes. It's this rhythmic, it's this physical activity and this, again, rhythmic activity. Other people say, and I've experienced this myself, I get great ideas when I'm driving. So it tends to not be when you're in really frustrating stop-start traffic, but when you're out on the open road and maybe it's a road trip or you have a distance to travel, that rhythm of the road, and as things pass on, and that either hearing the tick of the wheels on the road, or feeling that hum of the car can really give you ideas. So think about, when was the last time I nurtured my five senses? And even if I am regularly nurturing my five senses, am I capitalizing on it? Am I bringing myself really into focus? Because if you're washing the dishes, but you're stressing out about the presentation you're going to give at the end of the week, then it doesn't work. But if you're really giving yourself to the moment and to the feeling of the water, that's when those creative juices can start to flow. And now you're coming up with ideas, you're taking initiative, you're developing some kind of innovation, could be small, could be big, and could really make the difference in your career. So to help yourself get promoted at work, work on your happiness. And what a great side benefit of, you're going to feel more happy if you do that. And don't just wait. Don't just say, okay, when something nice happens, then I'm going to feel happy, because that takes you out of the driver's seat. And also, it tends to, when it's just something that comes to you, that happiness is short-lived. But when you, number one, really think about your purpose and your productivity, secondly, work on your connection with other people, and third, really nurture those five senses so that you can be more creative and create those innovations, that makes a real difference in taking you far with your happiness and therefore your likelihood of getting promoted at work.